Welcome to the Digital Marketing Masterclass. Diego and I are so excited to still have you in this class, and we hope that you've been enjoying it thoroughly. So, the next step in this digital marketing world is setting up your email marketing system. Email marketing is so important. For me, it's still the highest converting tool as compared to social media or other content marketing like YouTube or blog writing. So it's so important as you get started to start collecting email addresses. That's what you actually do. The basic process is getting email addresses from people and delivering them content. Not only sales content, but also educational content and inspirational content. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? Most people still, even though you're checking your Instagram, your Facebook, and everything else, most people still check their email address. And their email address is a little bit more private than, say, social media. And that's why I believe it converts a little bit better because they're getting messages from people that they like, know, and trust. Unless it's spam, of course. And that's not what we're going to be doing. Hopefully, now you understand that email marketing is important. How does the basic email marketing funnel work? First, let's understand just how a marketing funnel works. In this first top of the funnel, you have awareness. This is people who are aware of you or they become aware of you. They search for something on Google and they end up on your website, or they type something into YouTube and they find your video or your blog article or something else, some on social media. They become aware of your brand. This is the biggest part of the funnel. From there, we go a little bit further and fewer people become interested in your product or service. These people start to spend more time on your website or reading your content, watching your content, and they're starting to get interested in what your product could do for them. At some point, they have to make a decision. So they're deciding whether to purchase or not, and hopefully you're helping them to make that decision, reinforcing that you will solve their problem. And then lastly, they take action and they buy or not. And so the smallest part of the funnel are people who have actually taken action. The goal is to work people through the entire funnel. How does this look like with email marketing? Well, you have people who become aware of you, and then you send that traffic, whether it's through YouTube or really social media or really wherever, but you send that to an opt-in form. You've seen these all over the place. You see them on websites where they say, sign up for my newsletter, or sign up to get a free book, or sign up to get a free course. That little box or that little form where you submit your email address is called an opt-in form. And these opt-in forms can be created using the email marketing service that you choose, or sometimes with different website builders with different plugins. For example, on WordPress, there are many plugins you can use to customize how an opt-in form works. Or if you're a web developer, you can actually customize and create your email opt-in box from scratch. But that's not what we're going to be doing in this class. The lead magnet is a very important part of the opt-in funnel. And it's not really the next step in the funnel, but that's what you give in exchange for someone's email address. Sometimes you don't really need a lead magnet. All you have to say is that, hey, join my newsletter and I'll send you emails when there's something of interest. Other times it's more specific. Join my newsletter and I'll send you a weekly email with new tips. Other times it takes a little bit more work to get people to give their email address to you. After all, it is private. And if you're like me, you don't like giving your email address away all over the place. You don't want that kind of spam. So that's why you have to give something of value away, and that's called the lead magnet. And we're going to be talking about the tools you can use to build lead magnets and the types of lead magnets in a couple of lessons. After they've submitted their email through the opt-in form, you run them through a sequence of emails. Now, this sequence could just be one email, but ideally it's multiple emails. And that leads them to the sales pitch and your offer for your product or service. And ultimately, that's where they make their decision and take action or not. That's basically how an email marketing funnel works. But how do you drive people and get them on your list? Well, there's two big buckets and two big ways you do it: content marketing and paid advertising. So with content marketing, we're talking about YouTube videos, blog articles, creating some sort of interesting, inspiring, entertaining, educational type of content that they consume that then directs people to a page where they can opt in. Or maybe that page has an opt-in form on it, like a blog article. I'm gonna lump social media into this as well, because even though it's not really big content that you're creating on social media, in general, I'd say that with a hesitation, because on Facebook and on these platforms, you can put up big content. You can put up your own videos and host it on places like Facebook, which is good. But in general, it's more, your latest news or your latest thoughts or status updates. But more and more, we are sending people to our website and opt-in forms through social media nowadays. So I'm going to categorize that under content marketing for this case. The next is through paid advertising, and that could be through the big two. What we're going to talk about in this course are Google and Facebook. Google ads that show up along the search results on Google, as well as Gmail and lots of other places on different websites, or Facebook, whether you're putting up an ad or you're simply boosting a post of yours, which shows up as a sponsored post or basically acts as an ad. And boosting posts is a good way to get people aware of your brand, that first part of the funnel. Perhaps they might get interested if they click on it, they read it, and that's where, if you have an opt-in form on that page, you can actually get someone directly from a paid advertisement onto your list in a couple of steps. This is the theory behind email marketing. We're going to dive deep into these different aspects of it in the next lessons and later on with Facebook advertising and Google advertising. But for now, you understand the basic way that an email marketing funnel works. Cool? All right, let's move on to the next lesson.